Denel ROOIVALK. In a world dominated by American Apaches, Russian Hinds, and European Tigers, one machine stands apart, not from a global superpower, but from a country fighting isolation. This is the Denel ROOIVALK, Africa's own attack helicopter. Born in secrecy, forged in adversity, and feared by those who face it, the ROOIVALK proves that innovation knows no borders. 1. The need for an African attack helicopter. In the late 1970s, South Africa faced a unique strategic nightmare. The country was engaged in border conflicts and counterinsurgency operations in Angola and Namibia, where Soviet-supplied tanks and Mi-24 Hind gunships were altering the balance of power. Meanwhile, the United Nations arms embargo of 1977 made it nearly impossible for South Africa to buy modern weapons. If South Africa wanted cutting-edge technology, it had only one choice: build it itself. This necessity gave birth to a bold idea: create an attack helicopter equal to, or even better than, anything the superpowers could field. 2. The secret birth of the ROOIVALK. The project began in 1984 under Atlas Aircraft Corporation, later Denel Aviation. Engineers studied the world's best helicopters: the AH-64 Apache, the Mi-24 Hind, and the Aerospatiale Puma, the latter already in South African service. To save time and resources, they decided to base the ROOIVALK's drivetrain and rotor system on the Aerospatiale SA-330 Puma, a proven workhorse. But everything else, from the armored fuselage to the weapons suite, would be entirely homegrown. Development wasn't easy. With international sanctions cutting off parts and technology, South African engineers often had to reverse engineer components or create entirely new systems. Early prototypes like the XH-1 Alpha and the XTP-1 Beta served as flying laboratories, testing weapons, avionics, and flight dynamics long before the final design was ready. What emerged was not a copy of the Puma or the Apache. It was something uniquely African, tailored to the continent's harsh climates and demanding missions. 3. The name and meaning. The helicopter was christened ROOIVALK, meaning red kestrel in Afrikaans, a bird of prey known for its agility and deadly strikes. This name captured the spirit of the machine: swift, precise, and merciless when hunting its target. For engineering masterpiece. The ROOIVALK is a marvel of engineering designed to thrive where others struggle. Airframe and power. Engines. 2 Turbomeca Makila 1K2 turboshaft engines, each producing over 1,900 shaft horsepower, give the ROOIVALK a top speed of 309 km per hour, 192 miles per hour, and an impressive range of 740 kilometers, 460 miles, without refueling. Hot and high performance. Engineered for Africa's scorching deserts and humid jungles, it can operate at altitudes and temperatures that would challenge many helicopters. Armor and survivability. Redundant hydraulic systems and crash-resistant fuel tanks ensure it can survive heavy fire. Critical components are armored, allowing it to take hits and keep flying, a lesson learned from observing the rugged Mi-24 Hind in African combat. Cockpit and avionics. The 2-seat tandem cockpit gives the gunner the front seat for precision targeting and the pilot the rear seat for navigation and control. Advanced sensors, including a gyro-stabilized turret with FLIR, forward-looking infrared, and laser rangefinders, allow detection of enemy targets day or night, in smoke, fog, or dust storms. Built for Africa, the ROOIVALK is as much a hunter as the kestrel it's named for: fast, patient, and deadly. 5. Weapons of the Sky Hunter. The ROOIVALK carries an arsenal that rivals any Western or Russian attack helicopter. 30mm F2 cannon, a chin-mounted, gyro-stabilized cannon with 700 rounds, capable of shredding light vehicles and infantry positions with surgical accuracy. ZT-6 Makopa missiles, long-range, laser-guided anti-tank missiles with a reach of 10 kilometers, 6.2 miles, and the power to pierce modern armor. Rocket pods, multiple 70mm rocket pods for area suppression. Air-to-air missiles. Short-range missiles provide defense against enemy helicopters or drones. Whether facing enemy tanks, armored columns, or hidden insurgents, the ROOIVALK strikes with precision and overwhelming firepower. 6. trials, triumphs, and setbacks. The ROOIVALK's journey to operational readiness was long and difficult. By the early 1990s, the end of apartheid brought political change and massive defense budget cuts. Only 12 production aircraft were ultimately built for the South African Air Force, SAF, far fewer than originally planned. Export dreams faded as global politics shifted. Countries like Malaysia, Turkey, and the United Kingdom expressed interest, but no deals were signed. International buyers were cautious of South Africa's political past and Denel's limited production capacity. 7. Baptism of fire. Despite its limited numbers, the ROOIVALK proved its worth in combat. During United Nations peacekeeping missions in the DRC, ROOIVALK helicopters flew escort missions and launched strikes against rebel positions. Their long-range missiles and precision fire gave UN forces a critical edge. In the dense jungles of the Congo, the ROOIVALK became more than a symbol. It became a guardian angel, silent until it struck. 8. Upgrades and modernization. The SAF continues to improve the ROOIVALK with the Mk1F standard, featuring upgraded avionics and navigation systems, improved defensive aids to counter modern anti-aircraft threats, enhanced weapon compatibility for future conflicts. These upgrades ensure the ROOIVALK remains a formidable platform well into the 2030s. 9. How it compares. On paper, the ROOIVALK matches or exceeds many of its rivals. Faster than some versions of the Mi-28. Similar firepower to the H-64 Apache. Superior endurance in extreme climates compared to the Eurocopter Tiger. Its Achilles heel remains numbers. With only a dozen in active service, the ROOIVALK can't project power like its mass-produced competitors. Africa's Sky Warrior. The Denel ROOIVALK is more than a helicopter. It's a triumph of determination over isolation, of engineering over embargo. In a sky dominated by superpowers, the ROOIVALK proves that brilliance can come from anywhere, even a country once cut off from the world. Africa's hunter still soars, ready to strike when called upon.